Hey guys, welcome back to another CYBL today. It's been a long time, Alan, since we've been here.
Yeah, I missed you guys.
Oh man, we've missed you guys. It's been a whole long time. We're partway through the winter season here, and so much has happened so far this season. So much to talk about now from literally from all the new stats that are being tracked at
hmm
CYBL to some of the standout players, the awards. Like, there's so much. But I just want to start right off the top, Alan. So what have you put together so far from this season? As now we're like 4 games in, depending on the team.
It's been a wild ride for this season.
Yeah,
It's every team's kind of changing. Like unfortunately, like last week was Miles having the broken thumb.
yeah,
Riam being out was now we've got Grayson in his
Grayson, yeah.
spot. So like there's just so many changes and then players changing teams. So it's actually really interesting. I feel like we haven't even settled into a groove yet for teams to really get their thing. Nash, he's been having to work, so he didn't get to this game, and Jordan missed a few games. So it's just like it's really hard, Like
It's really hard.
I'm trying to think about like, man, where are people going to end up? Ooh, is that going to be a good matchup? And then I'm just like, man, I don't even know. You know what I mean? So it's been an interesting season. I think it's going to get better from here on in. I think from this moment onwards, we're going to see some more competitive games. Some more standout players like we're going to talk about. But I think we're going to see some people really growing. You know?
Yeah. No, I really do see that. I think that this season it just seems like it's taking a bit longer for everything to get in its groove, like we're used to seeing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just taking a little bit longer for teams to come, even just certain teams to come together because of the players that are missing so far and get in their groove. But I think overall, though, I still have. It's really hard to tell what's gonna happen the rest of the season.
I think so.
I think when you look at teams like the Angels,
love that team.
That to me is a really good team this season. They are, and just like their attitude, out there together, their chemistry out there together, like they're just like, honestly, one of the best teams to look at.
I think so. I think stats like don't say everything right now. Like they're 1-2, but those 2 losses were tight losses. And they're just looking better and better every game they play, right? Like they played you guys and they did well.
Ooh, that game went to the wire. I forgot about that game.
Yeah.
That was a really good game.
That was a great game.
That was a really good game.
Yeah, I know when you and I were talking, it felt like you hadn't had a close one this season, but that one was like they gave you guys a run for your money, whereas like last year they got blown out by you guys. So I think that just speaks volumes about what's kind of going on in that team. I think the Warriors, I do expect a lot more, and I think a lot more is coming. I think everyone's just, it's almost like one of the things you think, oh yeah, we're gonna walk over them, and then what's gonna happen is you're just gonna get trampled by them because they're just they haven't turned the corner, and when they turn that corner, it's gonna be rough.
You kind of got a bit of a taste of that though when they played the Flames. Like they had the Flames like chasing their tail at some points during that game, and it was like, I think that they just didn't realize that, like, first of all, Ashton has such a superstar potential, but like a humble superstar potential. You know what I mean? And like he's like this, and he brings his team together in this way. That like there's only so many. There's a handful of players in the league that actually do that. He brings his team together. So I think, sure, they've got some losses. There's some things to learn, but I think they're going to learn them. I think they're going to come out in the second half of this season fired up.
Well, you look at it. They beat the Flames. The Warriors beat the Flames.
They did.
And we just beat the Flames. But when we played the Warriors, we trampled them, right? And you trampled them. But the thing is, the Flames gave us a run for our money. Like, if the Warriors beat the Flames, imagine what the Warriors playing the same way they played against the Flames, against you and me. I think they could have. I think they have the potential to beat our teams. I think it was just it just didn't work out the way it all kind of happened. You know what I mean? It was just unfortunate. Missing some key players, obviously. So
and I think that's the same when we look at like our game, right? And we were anticipating that game. And you guys completely blew us out of the water, completely just annihilated us. But I think, again, it kind of is the same concept where we weren't prepared for the moment.
Yeah.
And I think what's happening with some teams right now is you're getting prepared for the moment. But I think we're going to see them come together. I mean, look at the strikers right now.
I know the strikers are sitting in third.
My goodness, man.
And I honestly didn't predict that. You know, when I was looking at it, I was thinking, you know, just, you know, they'll probably be mid-pack, but they're hanging up top right now, you know?
They're playing really well. And, like, I think the key is to remember, if you can secure a top spot, that's, like, for playoff time, that's what you want to do. So if they can keep this row going, and I think even watching just how they all of them as a team, like, the attitude, right? I think that's just a key. Watching them as a team and the attitude they have, and it's coming together. And it's like, it didn't matter. I think they start off the season with the loss there. But then, like, it didn't phase them. Like, they're still playing so well together. And I think that's some of the key components. If you can learn from some of those moments and actually begin to, like, play well together and begin to pull on each other's strengths and trust each other, like, those are some key things, man. That's actually making the Strikers season, like, I think, memorable right now. Their second season right now.
Well, and I think, you know, like, talking about someone who pulls a team together, I don't know. Braden's actually just looking like just a solid guy for the team. I've never got to, like, you know, see his interaction in the team, but as far as what he looks like out there, like, he's reliable. He's getting you big rebounds.
Big rebounds, man.
Like, and he's being consistent with his layups. I don't see him missing much. He's getting his points in, you know what I mean?
No,
so
that's true.
I feel like he's been a real asset to that team. Derek Mike has been doing a good job at point guard on that team. So I just feel like they're still figuring their pieces out, but Cohen yet they're kind of getting Cohen. Oh, Cohen's been doing a fantastic job. But yeah, they're still figuring their pieces out, and yet somehow they just keep winning. You know, they're 2 in a row now.
Who did great last game too? Adamo. I think that's how you pronounce his name. If it's not, I'm sorry, but
was it Adamo?
Adamo. Okay.
Yes.
Adamo, man, he hit those 2 big threes for them in that game, eh? Against the Giants there.
Yeah, man. I think actually all their guys had a great game. You know what I mean? Eddie Tien's been playing game. Matab's been doing good. Max as well. Like, I feel like their whole team is playing good. One guy I got to call out who used to be on my team, Will Lewis.
Will Lewis.
Where you been at, man? We haven't seen you. We need to see something. We're looking to see you pull some weight on that team, man. It'd be fun to see you come out.
For sure. We need to see you. And also, you know, another shout out from another team. We got to talk about Max Wright. Oh my goodness, last game. Playing the Strikers. They looked like it was just down and out. And he, with his will, just, like, kept them in the game. He had just the second half was incredible, man.
Incredible.
He just, like, you got to see the potential. What we've been looking when we saw him, I think, it was kind of like a Ewan type player, right? And that's the kind of player that we saw when we saw him. And he's taken, like, just a couple games to get used to things, right? Get out there, but now to see in this game just the way that he was aggressive, he was attacking confidence,
he was driving through guys, like, you know,
so cool,
huge in comparison to him. You know what I mean? Guys that are like almost a foot taller than him, they're just like towering over him, and he's driving right through him.
I know.
Oh man, he was making some plays.
He was. That was special. Anyway, shout out to you, Max Wright.
That was a fun game. That was a fun game to watch. And once again, there's another team, right? Like, the Giants. You know, like, I just don't think it's falling their way right now. But I think honestly, it's a team that could be competing. Like, look at last season, right? Right now, I think are they sitting in the same spot, or are they sitting further down?
In last, right?
They're sitting in last, right? But there's a team, they finished second last season, and yet they came 4th in the playoffs. So really, like, you might think you know everything going into the playoffs, like, oh, this is what's going to happen, but it doesn't. It doesn't happen that way, right? Like, sometimes it just takes a team a bit more to get. And once again, last game, unfortunate. You know, they're missing one of their best players, Orion, right? And then they're missing Adrian Amisi. They're missing.
They're missing Kama Kandi. They're missing too. they missed some key players there.
Yeah, sure. Morgan Mitchell, right?
Morgan Mitchell, yeah.
Yeah, he's yet to see. Yeah, yet to see him out either. So hopefully, we love you guys. Hopefully, you guys can make it out.
Yeah, because that's some key. Because I think I was talking to you about it, but like I was predicting the Giants in the top 3 in this season, and I still think that they have big potential to switch the second half of the season around. Yeah. I mean, if you look at you guys, right? You were a prime example like 2 seasons ago. Yeah. I think it was like 2 seasons ago. It could be more. Maybe 3.
Yeah. It was a few. It was the last winter one.
The winter one, yes. Yeah. But that season, you guys weren't doing great.
We were in last.
Yeah,
we were in last. Like I think halfway through the season.
Yeah, it was concerning actually. Yeah. Because we were looking at it and we were like, what's going on right now? Like, you guys couldn't catch a break. You couldn't catch a win.
No.
Zach's on the squad. Dorian's
there.
It just didn't. It was interesting, but then you guys in the second half of the season, just like a big swing, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And what was it for you? What was it? I'm as a kid, I want to know.
Yeah. So actually, I think it's cool because it kind of ties in with the lesson we had this week about having faith, right?
Yeah.
And how when you see teams that succeed, like you look at the Patriots, like in the Super Bowl, man, like you're thinking, man, they're losing by so much. It's the fourth quarter. Ain't no way they're winning.
Yeah.
And then you see Tom Brady on the sidelines like, we've got this. And they're down by like 15 and you're like, you do not have this. The game's over, bud. Like, get packing. You're going home. But he never gave up faith in the team and in what he believed. And so, with our team, I never allow that attitude that, we're just going to lose. Our team sucks. No, because you know what? You can't think like that. If you think like that, you've already lost.
Yeah.
And it happened to me in soccer, man. We went from one undefeated season to the next season. Same exact team. We lost everything. And it's like, how'd that happen? Because the attitude changed, right? And so I think it's key to remember your attitude in the midst of the trials. And when you can, stay positive, keep focusing on the positive, and work on the negative things, but focus on the positive. Yeah. And then you'll come out of that ditch. You'll come out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And I think that was the key, even just going into, because we do our halftime huddles, you know, at halftime with our teams, where our coach will share like a really just encouraging message from the Bible, being Christian Youth Basketball League, and just when you see, for instance, we started off with attitude. And there was actually some homework there that they were supposed to keep each other accountable, what I mean, for that going through the season. And I think now that you're at the halfway point of the season, I think all teams in the league just need to reevaluate that, like where are we at with their attitude in the course of the season,
right?
And how and what areas did we actually meet our goals and which areas we need still to improve,
right.
Yeah. Because I think that we kind of forget how much just this game is a physical game as much as it is a mental game.
Yeah.
In the way we actually think.
Well, if you believe you're going to lose, what do you think's going to happen?
Yeah.
You're going to lose.
Yeah.
Because you're not giving your fullest potential, right?
Yeah.
Like, and what's funny? I used to love being on teams that were just worse because I used to think this is a great challenge. See if I can make it up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, also, I want to say last game, man, like Coach Tyrese brought them out of the pit. Yeah. They were just getting smashed at first. It was 9-2 or something. And he made a switch defensively.
Yeah.
And man, all his guys were in on it. Yeah. Every single player on that team locked in. And that was a low scoring game for that first half. You remember how that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I think just with that kind of leadership that they have there, I think that the Giants can pull through this, I think they can maybe make that run up.
I think so too.
Up into into mid pack, maybe even higher, depending on how well they can pull in these next games, right?
Yeah, and I think that's key to say for essentially the same thing. I think would go for the Warriors. It goes without speaking. The same thing.
Yeah.
I think the same thing for the Flames. It goes without speaking. They're sitting. They're 1-2, Angels 1-2, but it's like, man, there's still so much to be done. That's what I'm saying. We're only like, it's not like
3-4 games in.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not written off for anybody right now. Nothing's set in stone. Even a team for me right now, we're 3-1. True North's 3-1, but we literally we could end up being mid pack if we don't,
Yeah, if things don't stay consistent,
right? So I think that's going to be really interesting to see. Yeah, man.
The Knights, I look forward to seeing a bit more of them. We've only seen 2 games. It seems so weird.
They had 2 practices early in the season.
They had already had 2.
Yeah, already had 2.
Okay, because I was like, wow, I feel like I haven't seen anything from them yet. That makes sense. Okay, because I look forward to seeing some more out of them.
Yeah, they're gonna have a strong. They pretty much have games from here on out, right?
Yeah. So. No, it's gonna be fun. Yeah. It's gonna be fun just seeing what they can do, and it's always a good time. That team looks solid even without Aaron and Peyton there. As much as I love those two guys, they're great, but man,
what's his name? 15 on the night.
Yeah. You know what? Let's pull that up.
We need to pull that up.
Yeah.
He is a player, man. He was like, what's his name? I think
Carter Van Kampen.
Yes, Carter Van Kampen.
Oh man, what a game!
Wow,
he wasn't missing.
He was not.
He was locked in.
He was He was a standout for me in that game. He really showed up.
Huge.
And he actually kind of took the team like on his back and said, "Hey, like I'm going to take the responsibility."
Yeah.
That's what it really seemed like to me when you're watching it, knowing they were down like two players, two key players, Aaron and Peyton. It was really, really cool to see that. And that was a close game against them and the Strikers.
Yeah, it was a good game. It was fun to watch. It just came down and they, it didn't work out. But once again, that's a solid team. Like I look at that whole lineup and I think, man, they've got a good potential here to make a good run.
I think they want revenge after last season.
Oh yeah, they're going for it.
Oh yeah, especially after being taken out after winning 3 straight championships in the first round.
Yeah,
that's hard. That's a hard way to go out. But I think that they got some things to bring together now. And under Coach Joe,
Coach Joe's doing a great job.
I really like Coach Joe. Yeah. He's awesome.
New addition to the CYBL family, but he's fitting right in.
Oh yeah,
he's a lot of fun. Yeah,
it'll be really interesting, man. So let's go on to even just talk about some of the stats now for what we're seeing, like in the stat leaders in the different areas, because we got so many stats now to talk about.
Wow. Yeah.
Do you want to hit on it first?
Yeah. Well, I think it's funny. KJ and Aiden were sitting up atop there for a little bit for the points per game leaders.
Yep.
And here comes Nathan Lanning with a monster 30 against us to take the lead.
Holy man!
What was the record Zach set last year for points per game?
Oh, I'm gonna have to.
What was that average again? Because
pull that up.
I feel like he's making a run at that.
He's making a real run at it. It is something. His average was 24.3.
He's only a point under. Like Nathan Lanning's at 23.3.
Yeah.
But talk again about standout player. KJ went from a 10-point per game.
That's wild.
Player. He's at 20.3. If you're talking about most improved,
he's got to be on that list. For sure.
He's got to be on that list.
It's
not I don't even know that he's improved as much, like in like actual his ability. I think his ability was always there. I think it's his mentality has improved to know the right moment, to know this, to know that. Like he's a playmaker, but also a shooter, right?
Yeah.
And I think him and Aiden just play tremendously together, right?
Really well.
And Aiden's the rebound king right now.
Well, I mean, if you have to look at it, man, this is right now looking like the best duo in CYBL history.
Yeah,
right
I think you could. Yeah.
This duo right now is insane. Like, I don't think we've seen a duo like this before because we didn't expect. Well, personally, I didn't expect KJ to be as good.
No,
as he is right now.
Yeah,
like the way that he's playing right now, not just his scoring, but his leadership all over the floor.
Yes, all over the floor.
It came from in his rookie season when he was just getting into the flow of things to like now being like at the forefront of everything. And you can see the difference when he's in the game versus when he's not in the game.
Yeah.
And you see that partnered with such a monster of an aggressive player of Aiden. He's just like dominant.
Yeah.
Like if we talk about dominant players.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Aiden is so dominant. I don't know.
I don't think there's anyone.
How do you?
I'd be interested to see, like, so far when you see if he wants the rebound, he's getting the rebound.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anyone rip it from his hands. I've seen him rip it from everyone else's hands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like he's averaging what is he 8.7 a game rebounds. That's ridiculous. But that was something we were lacking as a team last season. We had no rebounds, and so for me that's been a huge thing, right? And I think that's why you're seeing us do so well. And I think teams don't often consider that as being a big part of the game. But if you see how many shots are missed in a game, rebounds are so key. Rebounds are key. Huge.
Well, I look at the stat line all of the times when I'm looking at even our game, like, and like, for instance, that game against you guys, it was paramount. You guys got more rebounds than us. You guys won.
Right.
And when I look at a lot of other games, if a team's getting out-rebounded a lot of times, they're going to end up losing the game. Right? Because that means you're giving the other team more opportunities. Right? And inevitably, more opportunities means more chances to score. Right?
Yeah.
And so that's honestly what you're seeing here. But I think, those two, man, that's a duo to be reckoned with. And if they can be consistent till the end of the season like this, I would have to say that they might be the best duo in CYBL history.
Yeah. I would have loved. I know Miles now took a hit because of even playing last game. His stats took a hit, points per game. But I know he was up there. He was up in the top 5 almost. I think he might have just been under Michael. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he was 5th. I remember him being 5th and thinking, him and Ashton are a great duo.
Him and Nathan, you mean?
Or Nathan, sorry, Nathan, my bad. Yeah, him and Nathan.
Great duo.
Great duo. I actually love that duo. And
they're like the Splash Brothers.
They are the Splash Brothers, man. It was great.
The CYBL Splash Brothers.
Yeah, they were just like, and I think Miles was really putting in for himself to have, that sharpshooter award because he was doing so well. And so I really hope he heals well soon, and can get back at it.
Our prayers are out to you, bro.
Yes, absolutely, because that's a hard blow for him for sure, because it was just such an outstanding start to the season for him.
And I think if he was out there against you guys, I think he would have won.
I think if that extra 15 points they would have had.
I know.
You know what I mean?
And like Nathan coming down a stretch like that. Yeah. Like you saw what he did to the strikers in the playoffs last season.
It was almost a replay because I feel for KJ because KJ was guarding him again.
Oh, no.
And Nathan did it again. He did 3 threes in a row. And I was just like, oh, man.
No.
Like,
that was crazy.
Thankfully, we had the lead to manage that.
Yeah, the big enough lead to hold them off. Yeah. You know who else is a standout right now? Incredible season. Like, he could be in the most improved conversation too. Michael Duenas.
Yep.
He is having a stellar season.
Yeah.
Leading in blocks and 4th on the list in points.
Yep.
Like, I don't know, man. He is showing some stuff that, like, in the paint, like man, I feel like this is his season. This is Michael's season.
He's almost top 10 for rebounds as well.
That's incredible.
So
oh my goodness, Michael, man.
He's having a good season.
What you doing, bro? What were you doing in the off season? I want to know.
Yeah. Well, I think his partner there, Jordan Cuban, him and Jordan are just.
Oh yeah.
That's a duo.
That is a duo.
Jordan just.
See, if we were tracking assists for two.
I know.
Jordan would be like.
He would be leading the pack. Absolutely leading the pack.
Oh yeah.
He draws everyone in.
Playmaker award.
Playmaker, yeah, he's definitely in that convo.
It's gotta be.
He draws everyone in. Like 4 guys collapse on him, and he just gives it to Michael, and Michael, boom, But Michael's hitting his shots, and that's not something like I'm not taking that light either, because there's a lot of guys who get the ball and just miss. Michael's been making some good shots too, like some nice floaters.
He was hard to stop, like us when we were playing him.
Yeah,
like against them. We were literally trying to find a plan to stop Michael at the rim because we couldn't stop him. He wasn't missing.
I know.
And it's crazy, man. All of his, like, he's got like that baby hook he likes to do.
Yeah.
You know, that floater he likes to do. He loves those. And they work. And
they're working. Yeah. Well, and the other thing, he kills a team with his energy.
Yeah, I know.
After he was getting those buckets, man, he was like, and your team, I could just see your team just and then he got back, do it again, and your team, and then you called the timeout, and I was like, man, that guy has like power, man.
Yeah,
like,
he does.
He has will.
Well, the game swung in their momentum.
Yeah, man, he has a way of doing that. Yeah.
And then you got, because we're talking top 5 scores here, you got Ashton Peckett.
Of course, yeah.
Ashton Peckett is playing Just great leadership basketball. I think he had that big game against the Flames. That was a big standout one for him. I don't remember how much points he had in that game, but he had a really good game there. And I think he always has the ability to heat up, but he also is such an unselfish player. I love that about him too.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah,
it just literally emulates everything that CYBL is about. You know, as a player that like he's always looking for the other person. You know, how can he get the other player involved? How can
he's a true point guard. Like because he has the shoot. It's like some guys are really good playmaker point guard. Other guys are just better themselves at like shooting and stuff. Not so much on playmaking. Yeah. But he's got every aspect of that. He can make the passes. He can make the shots. And you know,
I want to see him have a breakout season this season. I want to see him like in his team. I want to see them break out this season. I know right now they're in a little bit of a slump, but I want to see them break out, make it into that top 4.
Yeah.
I think they can do it, and I'm actually rooting for them this season to do it. I want to see that breakout for them.
Yeah. So, absolutely.
Yeah, man. So why don't we look at some of the rebounding leaders?
Yeah. Wow. Well, like we said, Aiden's top of the game there, but Dante, like, I mean, he's been solid. Like, for that team, he's really been carrying the Giants, doing everything he possibly can.
Hard worker, man.
Just and a great attitude. Just a great attitude. Never complain. Just joy, man.
I love it.
Yeah. Peyton, oh my goodness, Peyton. We haven't even got to, because he's only been 2 games. No, he's only been 1 game. We've only seen him play 1 game.
And he has 7 rebounds?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I think we haven't even been able to talk to him because we only saw 1 game.
But
from what we've seen, he's in the most improved conversation. From when he was last here, he was not doing what he is doing. Good.
Wow, he's expanded his range.
Yeah.
He's just like, he can like handle the ball more than I've seen in the past. I've just seen so many things from him that
he's top 10 in points as well. Points per game.
Oh my goodness. So he is gonna be like, I don't know, we're gonna have to see. Obviously we want to see more games, we want to see what happens, but like it's looking really good. It's looking really good right now
it is looking good, yeah.
Now the Knights, man, they can never go away, eh? They're always there.
They're always there, just haunting you. Just making sure you don't get to sleep at night before the game, you know.
Who plays them next? I want to know that.
The Flames. Oh, that's gonna be a good one.
Goodness.
Good matchup.
That's gonna be really good.
Wow.
You guys play the Strikers.
Warriors and Angels. That's gonna be a great
game. That's gonna
be a great matchup.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
And the Knights and the Flames also great. Wow, that's gonna be a great week of matchups.
Yeah, a great night. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And if next week we play the Flames, oh man. There's some great matchups coming up, eh?
Yeah. Oh, it's fun, man. I'm looking forward to it. We're definitely coming into a good stretch, and I think, like we said, like if teams just hopefully turn that corner for themselves, I think it's just gonna look even better and better.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree, man. So going forward, I think what else we got? We got blocks. Oh man.
I know that Zyman's definitely
Zyman and Michael right now.
Yeah, Zyman's just been crushing it. That last game, he had so many.
His interior defense is unbelievable.
Yeah,
like he gets so high. I almost feel like he's working on his vertical or something. I'm watching this guy playing against my team, True North, and he blocked like half of my play by himself.
He was holding that team together defensively.
Yeah, it was.
Like, he was doing everything he could. But man, it blows my mind, man. When he was on my team, it was so funny. He was fouling everyone, and he didn't even realize. Like, he would just smack their arms, and he's like, "That was a foul." And like now,
wow,
he's so accurate. He's not fouling anyone.
Accurate.
Like, he's just his blocks are incredible.
Goodness.
Yeah,
it's like, and if that's impactful, right? I think they need that. They need that from him. That's like essentially his role, and he just needs to live in that role. You know.
Yeah.
And then obviously you got Aaron Fullhand, but he's only played 1 game, so it's kind of hard to. No, he's played 2 games. 1 game or 2?
No, Aaron's only been there 1.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So You got him, and the other rest are pretty like close in the same pack there. Like Nash, John Barks.
Yeah, John Barks is he like once again that's a guy, right? John Barks has only played one game, but he had a great game. He had 4 points, man.
Wow,
like he's really improved.
Yeah.
4 points, and he had 2 rebounds and a block. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And Derek Micah too. He's a smaller player too, right? To be like in the block area, getting blocks, and because he's been there for every game. He's been consistently getting a block a game. It's pretty impressive for him.
Oh, for
at
sure.
His height. And then let's see, in the steals category, he's got 5 steals this season.
Wow.
So he's like doing well defensively too.
Yeah. Talking about steals, your team, it almost fills the whole steals category.
Oh my!
You've got the first top 2, then you go down further. Maybe number 7 is Jacob Kite. Then you got Ali Gray. You got Parker Jamoy. Like, look at that list. It's ridiculous.
I think that's what makes it hard for teams.
That is your team. That's just your team in a nutshell. We just steal the ball. Like. We don't have to block. We just steal it. Yeah.
Oh man, and I think all these players too. They understand their role in the system, and they trust each other in the role. And so, when you can do that, like, it's effective, right? Just like being able to play your part in the system on defense. And I think there's a lot of things I think teams can actually take and learn from True North too. Just
oh for sure.
Watching that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. I think that's what makes us who we are, because we're not like everybody is playing a role. It's not like we got like we're extremely incredible scorers.
Yeah.
But defense makes offense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Right. So if you can play well defensively, your offense is going to come to you. Which is what you can see that's happening there. It's
for sure. Yeah.
Then you got like Riley. Riley's doing really well in the steal category too, eh? He's right up there with Liam, tied for 8 steals. So far this season, which is very impactful. I think he had a really good impact last game too. Defensively, I was watching that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's playing really well defensively last game.
Yeah,
it's really good to see. And then Aiden, obviously, because he's everywhere, offensively, defensively, he does everything.
Yeah. Him and KJ are tied.
Wow. And Jordan's up there too. Wow. Yeah. No, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So, what do you think? Like when you think about some of the awards. Obviously, we're a bit wild out to talk about the awards, but like from what you can see now at this point in the season, what do you think?
Oh man, I think the MVP race right now is definitely between KJ, Aiden, and Nathan Lanning. I think those 3 are, for me right now are just like. Take a look at this right now. I think they just all like KJ may not have some of the other categories, but you're not also tracking assists.
No, we're not tracking assists.
And I think he's a great playmaker. He opens space up for other people. You know what I mean? So I think that's where he is. But then you're looking at and then obviously steals, right? Like him and Aiden are stealing. But like you look at Aiden's kind of in every category. Yeah, he's in every category, right? Man. So if you're looking at the most rounded player, I think he takes it, right?
Yeah.
But then if you're looking at a guy like Nathan Lanning who is willing his team into to wins or even like a close game.
Yeah. He's the most clutch player in the league.
What are you gonna say, right? I don't even know. Like that it could go either way there, right? So I don't know those 3 for me, but I don't know. You got anyone else to throw in there? I mean, we haven't seen the fullness.
There's a lot to see still. Like, I mean, when you look at the Knights, like they've only played 2 games.
2 games.
So like there is so much to see still that I feel like we haven't seen. But the only team that's pretty like that you can say you've seen the most so far of is True North, right?
Yeah.
Because we've played 4 games so far, and we're about to get a little break here with some practices and stuff. But, But like, oh man, I think I agree with you. Like, I don't know. I think I think if the Angels can get some more wins and Michael can be consistent, he could be in that conversation too, for real.
Wow.
Which is crazy to actually think about Michael. Michael actually has worked himself to a position to be in MVP conversation.
Wow. That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is really, really amazing. And so I'm not counting him out yet, because I think that like if they can be consistent and get a few more wins going into the next half of the season coming up soon.
Yeah.
I could really see that shift. Yeah, but as far as like who I would pick, and obviously this is now we have like a nomination committee for the awards and stuff, so that'll be interesting. And then, but honestly, my vote goes to Aiden at this point in the season. Anyways, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. Like if you're looking most well-rounded, like someone who just carries in every different category, I think he's definitely in there. Yeah. What about playmaker? What do you got?
Playmaker? I'm going Jordan.
Jordan Cuban's been incredible.
I'm going Jordan Cuban.
Yeah.
He is just like, he sees the floor, man. He's like literally like, no matter where he is on the floor, he can find the open man. And
he's so cool about it too. Yeah. He's just not even phased. Like, he's just dribbling around. Oh, yeah, turn around. And then, there's Michael down low. And it's just like, oh, man, like, he's just so... How do you
find him when there's two defenders on you?
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Crazy. He's definitely... Liam's having a great season. I think just more games, you might see it. But I think, like, you wonder, okay, how is Michael getting so many more points this season? And you look at who he's paired with, I think, like, you got to attribute Jordan as like you said, the top runner right now.
Yeah.
Like he's making it life so good for Michael. Like he's making those points just easier to get.
Michael's eating well right now.
Yeah. That's exactly it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Defensive player.
Ooh. Oh man, because now we got two categories to judge by. They got the blocks and you got the steals. And
rebounds too. You got
this is crazy. I honestly, this is a hard one for me. This is a hard one. I think it's pretty crazy. Because if you look at, for instance, like I know Keel is dominating in the steals. As we talk about like a perimeter defender.
Yes. Yeah.
He is dominating as a perimeter defender.
Yeah.
And if we look at like, I don't know, interior defender, then you have to look at like a Zyman, right? But if you have to pick, that's where it's going to be really challenging. I think going out and picking your, it's going to be real challenging, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, I know it is hard. I think there's a lot of people putting their name in for it, for sure. I think the bucket's really open right now.
It's really open. There's so many that could be here. I mean, you look at, like it's wide open right now.
And I know we haven't like got to see much of Aaron yet.
No.
And
we will.
Aaron, man, last season the amount of blocks was just absolutely ridiculous.
People don't see it coming. His arms are so long.
Yeah, and the amount of steals. He was stealing just on a constant basis. People would be coming in, and his arms are long. So he just grab it, he just poke it, and then grab it and go. And I was like, you don't even know he's gone. You think you're still doing a layup, and the ball's not there. You know?
Yeah.
No, he's definitely probably going to be in that conversation by the end of the season for sure.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. I think. Who else? It's hard to say. I don't know who else yet. Michael. I mean, you could put Michael in there because he's getting blocks, man. He's getting blocks right now. It's crazy, which actually bolsters his case even more for the MVP conversation because he's doing it on defense too.
Yeah.
Which is pretty wild. Man, it's gonna be really, really interesting, I think. But and I think looking at some of the other awards, like the Hustle Award.
Wow.
That's going to be a hard one this season.
I feel like a lot of guys are giving a lot this season. 110%
There's a lot of effort being given right now.
Yeah, that's a hard category.
Which I find is like, this is what we've wanted for more players to be giving more effort. And I love seeing this right now.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's something that we are seeing more than we've seen even in the past in any season.
I don't even know what I'd say. The hustle. There's just so many guys. Like,
oh man,
I feel like we'd have to sit down and have one of our 2-hour conversations about it. You know what I mean? Like, you guys only get to see a little bit. Daniel and I are talking all the way. You know, him and I call every day, and we're like, "What do you think?" You know,
I know.
You know. Yeah. So yeah, it's that is one we'll have to talk about more.
We're gonna have to.
Defense. We did defensive player. It was the Diane Kenny.
The Diane Kenny Award. Ooh.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about Ryder Ingles in there. We were talking about him.
Yeah.
Because he's like on the bench, like bringing his team like right into the game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it didn't really take anybody else to do that. He was doing it on his own initiative.
Yeah.
It's like, and that kind of energy, that kind of team spirit, that's something special that like I didn't notice that from him previously.
Yeah.
Like he really is bringing that this season. So I think he's up there for me.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I can think of anybody else yet.
Yeah.
Yet I can't think of anybody else. I know my team's always in there. Like
yeah, you always got Jamoy in there.
Always got Jamoy.
And always got Michael in that conversation because they're just guys.
Michael's always there.
Yeah, those are two guys you'll never not see in that conversation because they're always bringing some joy to the conversation. Exactly. They're always bringing a little bit of hype to it, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah, they're always a joy to see.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, man. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Is there anything else we want to bring up before we end?
Well, just what are their predictions for the where do you think people are going to end here?
Ooh, okay.
What do you think standings
wise? I think standings. So by the end of the season?
Yep. Oh, that's so hard.
It's always hard. But we got to do it.
Yeah.
We got to do it. Mine's going to look a bit interesting this season. It might be a little different than like what we're used to. But I'll go first this time because I always make you go first.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go Lions in first. I think Lions are gonna end off the season. They're on a roll right now. They're kicking. They got two players that are like literally just strongest duo I've ever seen.
Yeah.
KJ's turned himself into an MVP caliber player in one season.
Just unbelievable. Yeah.
So like it's incredible. Nobody saw this coming. So you got KJ, you got Lions. And then I think True North, I think we're still there in second. I think so. And third, I'm actually going to put the Angels. I think the Angels switch it around this season. I think they're going to be hard for any team. We struggled with them, but I think the Angels are going to be in that position. I'm going to put the Flames fourth. Okay? Flames fourth. I'm going to do the Warriors.
Really?
No, hold on. I was thinking about the Warriors next. I forgot about the Knights. I forgot about the Knights.
You can't see they're that nightmare team. Yeah, they stay so quiet just to just give you that sleepless night. I'm telling you.
Goodness, what have I said? I said Lions, True North. I said the Angels,
Flames.
I said the Flames, but I actually think. Hold on a second. I have to switch some things up here. We're going to do the Lions. We're going to do True North. We're going to do the Knights. I think the Knights end up in third. I think they do.
Yeah.
I can't see why not. Knights in third. Angels in fourth. Flames in fifth. And then I'm going Warriors in sixth.
Wow.
I'm going Warriors in sixth. I think they're going to change it around. I think they're going to turn some things around. I just can't see them staying like this. Oh man, this is hard. I feel like it is hard this season still, even like labeling these teams.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, look at our prediction for the Angels last season. We're so wrong.
It was very wrong.
We put them I put them dead last. You put them second last. And they ended up mid-pack.
They did.
So doesn't matter what we say.
It doesn't matter what
they don't care. It almost fuels them to be better. You know,
it fuels it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the Giants are going to turn around and become in seventh, and I think the Strikers end up in eighth.
Wow.
I think the Strikers, even though they're starting off well, I do think that they might just have some challenges in the second half of the season, though. Because think about the games that they have to play against, and that's what I think we have to look at, right? If you look at
they play us next.
They play the Lions. Then they're going in there against the Warriors. I think that game could go either way. That's gonna be a really close game. They play against the Flames next, right? Then the end of their schedule is not easy. Then they play us.
Oh man, yeah, they've got a hard.
That's what I'm saying. So I think that the start of the season was good for them, but I think it might take a turn, and I think the Giants might take a turn of their own. I hope that they do, anyways. And I could see that they play the Knights. That could go either way. That game, they play the Angels. If their players are all there, I think that's the key, right? If they get all their players there,
they need to have everyone there.
I think those games could go both ways. So it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see. Again, my predictions. What's yours?
All right. I'm not far off from you. Yes, us in first, you in second. I think I have to agree. Knights in third. But, it's just so hard to say because, are Peyton and Aaron going to be there? Like that. That was kind of
key components, right?
That kind of happened last season too. Aaron and what's his name again?
Marco?
Well, not Marco.
Oh yes. I forget his name too. Oh no. Yeah, I can't remember.
Anyways, they had to miss a few games, and that kind of blew it for their team, right?
Yeah.
And then Marco having the concussion.
Yeah, that was hard.
Prior to, the playoffs. And that, so, hard to predict that. But anyways, so us first, you second. You know what? I'm going to go... I'm actually going to go Flames third. I'm going to go Flames third.
That, I can't go wrong with that, though. I don't think you're wrong in that.
Yeah.
It's just a hard toss-up, and it's all based... It's situational, I think.
Yeah, it's situational. Everything. Yeah.
All situational.
I think the Flames are going to pull through. I think what they showed against us was a lot of heart, and I think that's going to pull them through the rest of the season. I think they're going to start racking up a lot of wins. I think Knights, they just got some stuff to work through, but once they get through it, I think come playoff time, they're ready. It's going to be bad. It's not going to be nice. Yeah. All right. So, Flames third, Strikers fourth, Angels fifth. And I'll go Warriors 6.
So I knew it. And
Warriors 6. Yeah. Strikers. I'm going to go Strikers 7s, Giants 8s. Just because the Giants already have 3 losses.
Yeah.
They'd almost have to go perfect. What's that?
Pull Lions.
What?
They just have to pull Lions.
Oh, they have to pull the Lions.
They do.
They have to have a perfect record from here on out. And they can.
They can.
They could prove it all wrong and just go perfect record. We were seeing Orion averaging almost what was he?
18
points a game last season.
Yeah.
And Riley was finishing.
Wow, I know.
If those guys pull through like that, there is no reason they can't win the game.
No, that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
And then now utilizing their new assets, right, was Max. Max contributing, if he can contribute even 10 points a game.
Yeah, I know.
Was just think this through, right? Dante gets 10, Riley gets 10, Orion gets 10, Max gets 10.
Yeah,
you're at 40 points.
Yeah.
Now you just get a few more, right?
You forgot they have Adrian and Misi.
Absolutely. Jaden shoots.
Jaden is great. I love Jaden.
He killed us last season. He had 2 threes to kill us.
Oh, he's great.
Absolutely kill it.
Yeah.
So, you look at that and go, no, not one guy has to carry. As a team, collectively, you get 10 points per guy. It's going to be hard for a team to match that 40 points. And you have all those guys are capable of 10 points per game, at least.
Yeah.
Right? So I think they can turn the season around, and I think maybe, maybe even if they hear this might be the fire underneath them to get them going. You know what? We can change this. Let's do it. Let's end up mid-pack, and have a better playoff position to kind of start off, right? Because you never. But maybe they like the upsets. Maybe they like to be the underdog. I don't know.
We'll see. They did it to the Knights. So hey,
imagine if they did it to us.
Oh my goodness. That would be something else.
Because right now, that would be the matchup.
It would be.
And honestly, I think they're a hard team. No matter what, I think they're a hard team to play, because, especially because of Coach Tyrese's like knowledge of the game.
Great coach.
Yeah, great coach. So
fantastic. I think that like as a young coach, his like basketball mind, it's great, man.
Yeah, I love some of his plays that he does, like just different things. I kind of like pickpocket off him. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use that. Yeah.
It's gonna be great, man. I mean, looking at the teams now, like if the playoffs were to start today, I think this would it could go crazy.
That would be, I
think it could go crazy. I think you wouldn't know what's going to happen. That's how wild it is right now. I think if the playoffs were to start today, teams would be upset.
I think so. I think there'd be a bunch of upsets.
I really do think so. Because there's so many things that are unsaid right now that like need more games.
I look forward to the next conversation we have, seeing where everyone's at.
Yeah, me too. So we're out of time now. So I just want to, you have any last minute remarks?
No, man, it's all you.
Yeah. Well, guys, I just want to thank you guys for another coming out and watching another CYBL today. And we encourage you guys, tune into our live streams, tune into our games, come watch. It's going to be a great season. We're excited for what the second half of the season has to bring. So, guys, take care. God bless. And I want you to know this season our theme is more than the game. And God wants you to know that God has even more for your life in this season. Take care.